just dribble.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening for the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioners meeting. Let it be known that we do have a quorum this evening with all members in attendance with the exception of Lori Gross. And has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes from the last meeting, which was in June, because we did not have a July meeting? Has everyone had a chance to look at those? Would anyone like to move to approve the minutes as presented?
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Karen. All right. John, do we have any old business to come before the board this evening?
I'll just give project updates if that's okay, Madam President.
That would be great.
And board, there we go.
Thank you.
We have 5-year master plan. It's almost complete, pretty much all the details done. And Deb Schmucker from Cornerstone will be presenting that to the board in the next couple of months. And then we will submit it to DNR for review in January and then approval in March. They normally, the January, what they do in the past is they'll look it over, anything that sticks out, they'll have us redo, but I'm very confident in the work we've done up to this point. Memorial Park lighting, boom, it's up. If you've been able to see it, it's gorgeous. Getting a lot of great reply from it, a lot safer, well lit. Just the ambience itself looks good. And they were 3 months ahead of schedule on that project. Again, Cornerstone helped us out with that project also. And Kip McGinnis did the work there. His crew did a nice job. Way ahead, very nice crew to work with. Pool expansion on Seashore Waterpark. There again, we were ready for the next phase, which is securing some funds. There again, HWC's put in some nice work, some drawings and such, and they will come before you also with those so we can go forward and try and secure some funding for this pool expansion. The bike pedestrian trail that's coming from downtown all the way through Abner Longley Park, connecting the Big Four Trail. The asphalt's being installed now along Abner Longley Park, and a lot of concrete's going in on Southeast Street, and I think they're about ready to turn the corner up here and then head up Meridian, but don't have a definite timeline on that. They're getting some nice work. They were really bogged down early in the spring with a lot of rain, so anyway, we're getting closer to that. Then next year we will start from Thorntown and work our way backwards on the Big Four Trail. That is also part of that grant funding that we got early last year or late last year. Utilities, Waterpark drainage, Bowen construction, they're on schedule for completion in November. There again, they ran into a lot of water issues, but getting real nice weather. I don't know if you've seen the big old plant down there. It's huge, but really will help out the south part of the town with water issues. The lift station at Reese Park is ahead of schedule. There again, they're looking at August completion. They've been very respectful with our soccer going on out there. We had some summer soccer, getting ready to fire up the fall league too. There again, they've been very respectful and doing nice work out there, but it's on schedule also for late August to finish up this month. Stone Eater Bike Park, working on securing READY grant with the Molly Whitehead from Economic Development Corporation. They're again looking at a spring opening. Kevin Krulick's done a phenomenal job on working with that, and I think getting the next phase that we're looking at is getting dirt out there and leveling it out, putting that buffer on there. There again, Kevin, I'm sure will be back and present that to you himself when we get closer on.
Don, I did see a recent video he put out. I think it might have been in the city newsletter or the Parks newsletter. I forget which.
It's YouTube.
A tour of it. It was really wonderful.
It is. There's a lot of work that's going on right now. If you drive by on 52, you can see the piles of dirt that are starting, and those will get leveled out. It takes so many triaxles of dirt to put 4 feet of dirt to make that where we can use it as a bike park. But that will also be something that we'll be taking over next year, maintaining that 100 acres of that new park that we have. That's something to keep an eye on for next year. Something that we've been working on, tree identification, Memorial Park. I got a hats off to Bert Wisenan. I'm going to meet with him tomorrow. All the trees now have been identified. I think Mike Love actually took a drone picture, which helped in the process, and have all the trees identified. Now we'll go ahead and order the plates that are going on to all the trees. Be nice, you can go up in that IRL code, and kids with their with their cell phones can look at it and find out right away what type of tree, or adults alike. So very good educational, but I got to hand it to Bert. He kind of pushed me on that, and I said, I've been wanting to do it for 15 years. He said, how can I help? And boy, he's jumped in and identifying those, and that's something that just that volunteer part that just really sticks out. Seashore Waterpark and the splash pad have been very popular this summer, with school starting next week, or well, actually starting tomorrow. Our last weekday was today, and we will have regular weekend hours after August 4th. Our last weekend open will be August 27th and 28th. Since our licensed staff are primarily high school and college kids, and we will not have enough staff to safely allow patrons to swim. As of today, we've had over 5,000 patrons more than last year, and around 50,000, I think, is where we're running. It's an incredible season that we've had. And the kids, I can't say enough about our staff out there. I mean, they were burning up today, and it was packed. I don't know if anybody went by the park, but my goodness gracious. One of our biggest days today. I think we sold out of cheese and about everything. It's because we're winding down the season, kind of cutting our supplies down, but an outstanding job. Just a bunch of good kids that we have working for us. Caleb has taken on the task of transforming the conservation pond with the removal of brush, stumps, and leveling out areas to make it more accessible with the help from several of the staff. Anyway, he's done a nice job. Yes, we did pay $150,000 to have all the trees removed, or small trees, but now we left stumps, so I got to get those trip hazards out. And Caleb's kind of made that his baby, so he's taken that on. And speaking of babies, he's due, I think, in December of this year, his first child. So congrats to them. But anyway, looking good down there. We're trying to keep 2 people down at the conservation pond to help clean that up. We have cross-country that's going to go on down there. Haven't got all the fencing down. We've got quite a bit of it down, but haven't removed all of it at this time. With the trail that's going in right next to it, a coat of asphalt on it already. It will be open up one of these days soon, and we want that to look nice for everybody when we go. Thinking about wildflowers in areas and different ideas to do there to make it just a nice environment for everybody. It's beautiful down there. I want to thank the 3 seasonal employees that worked this summer at maintenance. They've been with us several years. A couple of them are going to go off to college now and leave us, and it's tough. Tough to lose them, their experience, and a lot of their duties were watering the flowers this year. As we all know, it's been very dry, and we have flowers downtown. We have new trees at Abner Longley that have to fill those up. But that watering itself is pretty much a full-day job, and at least one of them was always doing that. They hated it because it's a little boring, but look at the benefits there. I think the flowers look great downtown and throughout the park, and that's a lot of thanks to those guys. We have had a good turnout of applicants. Lost a 10-year employee. I guess he was 7 years full-time. Cole Henry, he moved on. Very tough for him when he gave his resignation. He started out as a lifeguard, went to college for a little short stint, came back. He wanted to work outside, and took a chance on an 18-year-old kid, and the guy was great. Lived in Greenwood, drove up, never missed snow, never missed anything, always a half hour early. I'm really happy for him, though. to move on. I miss him, but as far as that, he checked in a couple times. He's doing great. The education we gave him kind of helped him to move on. He might be installing our pool one of these days. I went with a company that installs pools and big water parks and such, so I'm real happy for him. He was also a swim assistant coach out at Western Boone, so the kid knew how to give back, and just real proud of him. But we have had quite a few good applicants, probably decide on that next week for the full-time maintenance position. We've had a lot of events, which the staff has gone above and beyond. As always, this month, we will prepare for August and September events and start to get the facilities ready for the fall. Programs and events, June and July swim lessons have wrapped up, and we saw around 120 kids, both in June and July. That's morning and evening classes. The weather was wonderful, and we never had to reschedule class, and I think that's the first in 15 years that I've been there. Appreciate the lifeguards' dedication to this program, and look forward to next year. And also Thomas Ingalls and Allison, I mean, they just, and Taylor, they all jumped in along with all the guards. They just did an outstanding job. I heard a lot of great feedback and real proud of them. The 4th of July festivities all ran pretty smoothly, and our parks remain clean and well kept. There again, we had a couple different events. We had a foam party. That was something different because we didn't have a carnival. That went very well. We had a balloon. If anybody got out for the hot air balloon, yes, I did go up in it. My wife backed out. She's the one that coaxed me into going, but as far as that, I did get in line. It was fun. It was something different. We hope to have a carnival here next year. Since I'm on that 4th of July executive committee, we spoke to a couple, and I do believe a carnival will be returning. It won't be Poor Jack's, but we're pretty pleased. If anybody went to Clinton County's fair, speaking with those people, that's one of them in the running there for coming in. So I'll keep you posted on that. There again, we also always hear every year of different ways how to do the 4th of July. When do you mark your spots? Why don't you rent them? Why don't you? We've tried all those in my 15 years, and the best thing to do is 4 o'clock the night before. And do people come out and picnic that day before? Yes, they start picnicking at 5 o'clock in the morning and sit in their spots. And I'm not going to police, I got to be honest, and the police try to sometimes, and it can get ugly, but we've tried renting the spots, we've tried a lottery. Some of those people have been there for 50 years or more, and you hate to take that away from local residents and somebody coming in and buying up, 10 spots or what have you. We marked them off. I've tried several different ways. Be happy to take anybody's ideas, but I think we pretty much tried it, and this seems to work the best. Everybody just get along and be respectful of each other, and I think it'll be fine. So I know you all catch heck about it, and people, I'm sure, call you, park board members, saying, why don't you do this, and all kinds of great ideas. I'm open to suggestions if anybody's got a better way, but boy, I don't want to be out there policing. I do like that they don't put blankets down and tarps now, so the grass doesn't turn all brown. But there again, just being respectful. I know that's been something that all of you or most of you have said something to me about. Yes, I'm very aware of what's being said out there. We hosted a night pickleball tournament at the end of June, had a great turnout. The tournament started at 7 and ended around 10 p.m., so the lights were used. And the courts looked great. Received several compliments about our facility. Some out-of-towners want it, unfortunately, but they did really loved our courts. They were surprised we had lights, and were really pleased with our courts. Memorial Park was home to several other outside events in June and July. 3 car shows, Serve Day, which was absolutely fantastic. I think, boy, you could get a haircut, shoes. In the cabin, they were giving eye exams, clothing, free food, free swim, and that was Freedom Church. I'm telling you, it humbles you to see all those people and I think there were 60 different groups, but I'm just blown away. It's one of the best things I've ever seen. Kids had supplies for school, backpacks. Anyway, really pleased that they do that. And they opened up in Whitestown this year, and that was very successful. So hats off to them. And Amber, she runs that, Amber Rust, and just did one outstanding job. I would not want that, getting 300 volunteers to jump in. And I think she was asked, there's a podcast out there, if you can listen to that from Joe LePage, what all goes into it. And if you get a minute, you might listen to that. The Boone County Beatdown, I know that's interesting, but it went well. The kids very well. It was a championship wrestling, and very good turnout. We had a mother, son at the same time. Very good turnout, and the kids were engaged with these wrestlers, and it was just really a nice time. Food was out there. The donations went to a local family, I believe, or families that needed help. And there again, that sports bar was head up there, and Danielle just did an outstanding job. Organization had all the insurance, all the papers, everything in line. Bar none, she did a great job, especially for her first event, and I think she wants to make this an annual thing. So it went really, really well, to say the least. I just see all those kids laughing and having a good time. Let me see what else we had. Community band has played a couple of concerts. That was nice. And the great turnout that we had for all the events of the 4th of July. The Kiwanis Fishing Derby also was held at the Hot Pond Park. About 90 to 100 kids there, all walking away with something, which was nice. But big fish, I've seen catfish jumping up all over the place, and big smile. I think there were only about 4 kids that didn't catch anything, and hated for that, but they still walked away with a bucket and some bait for next time. There again, this was our first ever mother-son pool party. It was held at the same time as the beatdown this last Saturday. Saw about 200 moms and sons, a really good turnout. They enjoyed pizza, water games, a jewel dive in the wave pool, a photo booth. Couldn't have asked for better weather. It was pretty warm, it was nice. Received several compliments about the event and the Waterpark. Look forward to hosting the event again next year. There again, our big daddy-daughter dance is about to arrive. You can still get tickets. They're on sale. You can purchase the tickets online or by giving the office a call at 765-482-8860. The dance is set for Saturday, August 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. and is a country western theme. Guests will enjoy dinner, dancing, a photo booth, and a hayride around the park. Cost is $20 per couple and $5 per additional child. Seashore Waterpark will close that day at 3 p.m. I think we'll do a discount of $4 for everybody in, or we're beating that around right now since we do close early. We have the Battle of the Barbecue coming up in August. Also, we have Colonial Days right around the corner, along with Lincoln Day. So we have quite a few events coming up. Been spending a lot of time on cutting trees, cutting them back. Finally got a couple on 39 taken down, hanging over those lines, and couldn't get the state to help us out with it. Kurt Freshour came in and saved the day. I really didn't feel comfortable with our crew doing it, so he came in and helped us out. Had it done in no time flat, but Kurt's always a very nice guy to help out the park system. He helped us out with some trees hanging over at the hot pond over some houses, and again, I just didn't want to take that chance. And I spoke to some of you earlier. I think I was questioned about no soap in the bathrooms. There's been some vandalism, and the reason the soap is not in there, not only have they destroyed some of them, but they were putting soap all over the floors, all over the mirrors. And now that school's back in session, we'll put the soap back in. I'm a germaphobe anyway, so it really bothered me, but the guys were spending an hour and a half extra on the bathrooms, and right now we've, with Cole leaving and we had another vacations that are going on, we're about 3 short of help. And John, you can relate, when you're short of help, it's like, yeah, your days aren't long enough, but it was frustrating to spend an hour and a half on all these restrooms when we don't have it. So a lot to do in the parks that we're working on, and for the guys' sake, we took the soap out of there. hopefully everybody's like me and has sanitary wipes or whatever. I always have it in my truck too to whatever, I always have, even before it was cool, I guess. There again, budgets are coming up. We'll sit down with the council in August and discuss budgets. Some of the things on our horizon to look at is obviously some help, because we will be taking the 100 acres over at the landfill, the Stone Eater Bike Park. That could require some more help, which we're anticipating. There again, we have the street department that is having a new facility built out at Vincennes University, Gene Haas building. There again, we maintain that 8 acres and all the irrigation and all the mulch and mulch beds and the bushes and all that. They're going to take part of that along with the detention pond. We also maintenance, but that will leave the place on Lafayette Avenue open. So I think that's something that we'll probably be looking at in the near future to develop that for a park over on that side of town. And, that's something, along with all the trail and the expansion that we have there. The Conservation Club will be more wide open. We're going to have our hands full, to say the least. But that's all I had. We do have a couple things to look at too, is this water park expansion, building the restroom at the trailhead, and disc golf. I think that was mentioned, Shirley, we were just discussing that earlier. Those are on the horizon too. Hopefully for next year we can get those accomplished. And I can go on and on for hours, but I won't keep you all. But that's some of the reasoning behind the soap. I wanted that out there. We put changing tables out. They were destroyed within a couple weeks. Put another one. Those are $360 a piece. So no more changing tables, unfortunately. I hate to do that, but we don't have that deep of pockets to keep replacing this stuff. Our security cameras have caught quite a few people doing some silly things. And we are prosecuting them to the fullest. The cameras are very good, what we have, so just can't get inside bathrooms sometimes. They put red paint all over them. I can go on and on with all the war stories. I think that's it. Our security cameras are getting upgraded. I think Seth's going to get up on this water tower over here for our point-to-point, for the access to get better coverage and more pixels, whatever. I think we all know what pixels are by now. But anyway, the connectivity and all that. We did have some vandalism at the dog park. There again, tore off all the key fobs, and we had that replaced within 2 days. $1,500 damage, and yes, the boy is prosecuted. Father very apologetic. There again, we have caught quite a few of these, and we do have a very good camera system, better than Walmart. I'll just say that. I've seen some of the pictures from Walmart, but no, not saying anything against Walmart. But no, we do have very good cameras, and we're going to prosecute. That's all there is to it. We're going forward with it. And hate to put a juvenile record out there, but if they stay clean, they'll be fine. Can get that erased, I think, by the time they're 18, if it's not too bad. That's pretty much all I had for now, unless I have any questions.
Well, thanks for such a thorough report. It sounds like you guys have had a very busy and successful summer the last few months.
The last couple months been, full of fun, and more to come. We got to close the pool, and we're looking at painting both the vessels. We've replaced all the steps, painted all the slides, with the exception of the dump bucket and the little yellow one on the little dump bucket, because that one can't be painted. But the vessels need painted. We painted that, let me see, twice since I've been there. About every 3 years to 4 years it needs painted. I think the last time was $30,000 a piece. I'm sure that's gone up. Everything else has. There again, patching the concrete and things like that. And that will not be covered by the new addition of going forward. But all that money has come out. We replaced all the steps up to the slides at the water park. The lily pads, we've replaced those twice. That's $14,000 each time we do that. It's pretty much self-sustaining, so that's good, but we're going to need some help on this budget for the vessels to get those painted. And looking at the pickleball courts, I think that's something we need to look into about redoing those. Willing to discuss with the council what they suggest, if they can put it in our capital improvements to do that. But there again, that's quite a number there to go out and rip out the courts and reinstall them. We keep patching them, and it just seems like throwing, money after what do they call it? Just anyway, rather than putting Band-Aids on it, we really need to do like we did the basketball courts, rip them out, put new ones in. And they get a lot of use, so those are a few things on the horizon, but we got quite a bit going on. Yes.
Well, the
say least.
pickleball courts, we talked about a couple of months ago, and I thought we kind of indicated we'd like that to be a priority.
Yes,
because of the, for lack of a better word, the safety feature of it with cracks and such.
We
Am I remembering correctly?
actually patched all the cracks, and then we hand painted and did a pretty good job. Bob Pearl and Billy Smith both took care of that. Did a real nice job taping it off.
But we know the winter's
they're
going to take a toll.
Yeah, they're gonna crack. Some of those cracks are, maybe to China, who knows? They're at least 4, 6, 8 inches deep.
And there's potential that the pool could go that way, right?
Yeah, I
So
think
that's why we talked about not completely.
Yeah, and there
taking it.
again, you'll see those conceptual drawings, and I think it's gonna go more to the north of that. And I don't know if that's gonna interfere, but blocking off the parking lot and that drive and tearing into the drive, we might be able to keep them. That would save, if we throw lighting in there, that could add another 150,000 to the project, believe it or not. Lights are incredible on these sports facilities. You just can't throw a telephone pole and throw lights on like the olden day, like we did at softball at Abner Longley. Yeah, the baseball lights are a good case in point. Those are Musco. They're probably 25, 30 years old and still holding up very well. LEDs, we replaced all those with LEDs too. Yeah, a lot of things have to go in, so we'll be making a lot of decisions here through the fall and winter. I think that the board will we'll probably have another sit down with the council to discuss these things and tell them our priorities and see if they can help us rather than our park impact fees have been going very well, quite a bit of money there, but that's not for maintenance. That can only be used for any new projects that we have, any new amenities. That cannot be used for any maintenance. We have roads that have pretty good chuck holes that we've replaced. They're not cheap. Everything is quite expensive. Playground down in Abner Longley Park, I mean, it really needs replaced. It's probably one of the newer playgrounds we have, but it's 1983 that we need to replace it. You can't get parts for this anymore, things like that. The plastic slide is broken. I mean, rather than taking it all out, it's still safe enough to, for kids to play, which it's packed all the time with that splash pad being right there, but those are things that you just can't get replacement parts for.
Well, realizing there's quite a process to have a timeline established so that we're ready by spring to take action.
Yes.
There's so many things that have to happen before that.
Yeah.
We probably need to get that meeting with the council set up pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
The
We
winter time
have
just goes
budgets.
so quick, so
No,
fast.
you're right. It's just like this playground. I mean, the playground and the lighting ordered back in June, it didn't come in until February, March of this year. And the holdup on the playground is one part. I mean, we've got the swings and it is awesome. I've played on it. It's really neat. The kids are going to enjoy it.
that?
Oh, no, I did not film it. No, we do have cameras, but they're gone by now. I think they're only saved 15 days. It is John, you were out there. He wouldn't play on it. I tried to get him to play on it and he wouldn't do it. But, yeah, it is really neat. They're waiting on one part, and it was flipped over. They came out from Little Tykes and looked at all to make sure all our parts were in. They were all in, but one was flipped. So it's on a manufacturing list to be completed. Once it gets in, I forgot to update you. Once that piece gets in, all the concrete has already been done. Then they have to, another crew comes in for the no-fault surface, that foamy surface, and then behind them, the fencing company. Nice fence that goes around. Then we'll install the benches after that. But I have no idea. I have no timeline when that's going to be complete. I hope we aren't talking about it next year at this time. I'm exaggerating, I hope, but this has gone on a long time.
Well, the other factor is, with these potential projects, is that it seems like costs are going up exponentially.
Oh, they are, yeah.
For materials, labor,
If
everything.
you can get the
So-
materials, yeah. The
Yeah.
concrete, we waited
So
6
you
weeks.
really have to have a plan.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree. That
I-
master plan that Deb has, that she'll present to you, I think will line out, and those were all, as she sat down with everybody and spoke to you about it, all your ideas and people's inputs, and I think that's right, but I agree with you. Need to move.
But I have one other question for you. Do we have any progress on getting a lifeguard secured to resume lap swimming?
That lap swimming, still working on that, yes, I know that. Actually, the end of the year, why we aren't open on Labor Day is due to lack of lifeguards and things, so that's been a problem for that, but no, we are trying to secure somebody for a lap swim, and those are what days and what times?
Tuesdays and Thursdays
At
at 5:30 in the morning.
5:30, yes, yes.
And because I had someone actually, not my normal people to go, but I had someone
Diane's
else
an
ask
avid
me
swimmer, yes.
yesterday,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she goes, "When are you going to resume? Because I'm ready to do it." So
Yes.
I said, "Well, I'll find out Wednesday if we're
Yeah,
getting
it
close."
will be, it is getting close, yes. And that's 5:30 Tuesday and Thursday, 5:30 a.m. And we do have a lifeguard available there. You can purchase your cards through the park system at the park office.
And I know it's really early for the young people to be lifeguards at that hour because they have to get up before 5 o'clock in the morning on a school day to do it. But I just want to give a shout out to Lily Gaucho.
Lily, she's great,
She
yeah.
was faithful. She was dedicated. She was there. And I mean, she beat us there every time. She was there by like 5:05.
And had more energy than anybody around, didn't she? She's great.
I was really impressed. That's a credit to her and
That is. I'll
her
pass that
willingness
on.
to do that.
I'll pass that on. She's a good girl. We got a great staff, I'll say that. But
I
yeah,
wanted to suggest senior hours for the splash pad. I was talking to, I'm kidding,
Okay.
I'm not. I was talking to some friends of mine, I said, can you imagine how much fun we could have down there at that splash pad when there's no kids around? You know, and it'd be cool.
and even,
Pull you off, literally.
and we will keep the splash pad open, and there again, all the kids be in school, so you can do it during the day. And
It will be open.
there are cameras down there, Shirley, just saying. But no, that's, we will keep it open until weather doesn't permit us to. That's the luxury of having that splash pad and not having to have lifeguards. We still test it 3 times a day, that we send our samples into the state and all that. It's no different than a pool is how we treat it. You have to chlorinate it, you have to treat it and make sure that, it's up to the state requirements. But, yeah, as far as that, you're welcome to. You can all get together. Kids start school tomorrow, so there you go.
Park. Anybody else have any comments or questions for John about his report? All right. Is there any new business to bring before the board this evening?
That's pretty much, I just did the whole director report,
Everything's
didn't
all
I?
in
Yes,
one
it's all
lump
out
sum.
there, yes.
All right. Well, everyone's had a chance to look at the claims and sign off on them. So would anyone like to make a motion?
I make a motion that we pay the claims.
Okay, thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so moved, so approved. Is there any other business from anyone? All right, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So moved.
Thank you, Shirley.
Second.
Thank you, we'll give it to John. All right, thank you so much, our meeting is adjourned, and thank you for joining us this evening.